Hi again.
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, Anna Conde.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Anna Conde.
Yes.
Okay.
Were you asking to? Did you want to ask me anything?
No, my dear. It was just that when I read it, I read it as anaconda, and anaconda.
No, it's with honey. Okay, thank you.
I thought you put it as a, sometimes we just do some jokes like this, so I wasn't sure.
Oh, no.
Okay, so your name is Anna and your surname is Conde.
Yes, right.
Great. Nice to meet you, Anna.
Same to you. Thank you.
And where are you from, Anna?
I'm from Lisbon, Portugal.
Ah, and you're living in Portugal now, right now, Lisbon?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Well, before COVID, I was doing my coaching with in some countries other than Portugal, mostly in Spain, France, Canada, and Mexico. But since the beginning of this year, since March, well, just online.
Yeah.
And
how do you find it? Do you feel that there is more demand, same or less?
Well, to be honest, by now I feel less demand. But my feeling is because of some companies asking for to present some proposals. So I think it might be in September. It will be again a little bit better. But some part of what I was doing, it was connected with sales coaching. Probably I will not do it again in the same way. Just and it shifts a lot.
Yeah.
With leadership and communication coaching, it's okay. With sales coaching, it's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
And you?
Is it for me? It's the same, if not more, at the moment, because my main thing is teaching. Actually, so I'm a coach trainer, so I teach. So, Kais, we were just having a chit chat until we were waiting for you to join us.
Okay.
So Anna is from Portugal, and we were just getting to know each other whilst others were joining in.
What's better than this? So we're open to all kinds of exchanges and acquaintances. So that's one of our goals, actually.
Yeah. The conversation started with me asking Anna is that your real name? Because I read it as Anaconda to start off with, because it's quite late in the night here. I was really tired. So I thought it was just, but no, now I read it. It's Anna and then Conde. Yeah.
In this session, I'll step back and leave that strength and mission of really facilitating the session to Joanna. So Joanna will take an aspect.
Yes. Okay, welcome everyone. I think that this is the last session for today. And the session for today, this one is leverage, happiness and performance at work. The speaker can be Kais Gannouni, and probably all of you has some information about Kais, but I would like to share that Kais is the big boss, is the president of the Excellencia International Institute, and before he was the big boss too of the Excellencia Academy. I don't know, I can't remember the name, but now is the people who help us, all of us, to make something real good in Excellencia. But before of this, Kais is a PhD in human research management and PCC by ICF, and I want to share that I was very jealous because I was ACC before Kais. I remember when both of us was in International Coach Academy, I was ACC first, but who was PCC first? Kais. And it hurted me a lot. No, don't wait. We're in the way to become, who is the first to become a PCC, an MCC. Okay, it's a PCC coach, executive and leadership coach with more than 20 years experience in working with business as a consulting, as a trainer, and as a coach. Kais has a very, very nice mission, is to help individual and business to achieve the highest level of happy success. Not to achieve the high level of success, no, to achieve the high level of happy success. And the most important, if you need a friend, call Kais. This is for me the most important. Doesn't matter the day, doesn't matter the time. Send a WhatsApp, I need this. I've said, agree with me, good. This is maybe it's like a role model that we all, in my opinion, all the coaches will have to have a role model in a coaching field. My role model is a Kais, and probably Kais will be your role model. For today, for today, leverage, happiness, and performing at work. Kais, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Joanna. So you're always doing it your own style. So I haven't expected this. Really, I'm grateful for all what you said. I hope I can level to that. I'm doing my best, and as Joanna said, my mission is just helping people, whether individuals or organizations, just be happily successful. So, and that's actually what I believe in, and that's what guarantees sustainability, the sustainability of any endeavor and any achievement. Today, I consider myself surrounded by friends. So we're here as friends. I'd like to share a few things with you, and I hope that it will be really useful for you. And I'd like this space to be really interactive. So I'm not here to share really in a top-down style some kind of information. I'm here really to exchange with you. Let's thrive together. Let's grow together. And I'll do my best to do it that way. So I've prepared the presentation for you. I'll try to go over the most important things here. But as I told you, the most important thing is not what is in the slides. The most important things is how much you get of them and your interaction. So let me share my slides with you. So this is the points we'll be covering today. So motivation versus happiness, and we know within the corporate life we talk about a lot about motivation. But from my own experience, I know that happiness is really something that really shadowed. So with sometimes negative connotation, is something outside the business world. Why happiness matters, especially now, I'll display so actually it's not just mine, it's we're working as a team, and this model was created by Excellencia team. It's the leverage model, and I'll also discuss and show you one of the ways we can implement this model. So for whom this presentation is, presentation is for leaders who would like to build powerful teams and achieve highest possible, the highest possible levels of sustainable performance. This is the first category. But also, this presentation is for coaches who would like to coach leaders on that. So you may use this model to coach leaders. So if you find something insightful here, just take it and use it. It's all yours. Of course, this presentation is for everyone who would like to embrace both happiness and success. I warn you, this presentation, a lot of things, so it's not really, I love the casual way of Avni, Ruqayya, JD, but my style is more focused about really some kind of sharing as much as I can some wisdom. So I'll go over these things, but I count on you to interact. So whenever you see something interesting, you say, hold on, let me ask about this, and I'll be really glad to interact with you. So let's start with section 1, motivation versus happiness. So let me start by asking you this question. So is motivation enough for an employee to achieve his or her highest level of performance? Let me hear from you. So what do you think?
Not at all. Important, but not enough.
Important, but not enough. Great. I can see on the chat box many saying no. Jacob, no. Celine, Sonia.
No, not enough.
Not enough. Yeah. So
we have to be happy.
Yeah, we have to be happy, and that's actually the way we're really taken down. So motivation is not enough. Just get this question. I'd like to ask you, and this is actually the formula, the business formula in the business world. It's about what? It's about two things. It's about motivation, and it's about knowledge, skills, abilities, and other things. So when you have the skills and when you have the motivation within a positive environment, this is what actually most of the leaders think is the formula of success. And actually, there is something missing. Let me ask you this question. So, to start by defining motivation, motivation is what? Is the gas for the car. It's really the energy we need to take it's not to take just decision, but to act on these decisions. So we need motivation to act, as the car needs energy to move. So really, motivation is important. So, and to show the importance, let me ask you this question. So if you have to choose between a Ferrari and a simple car, knowing that the Ferrari is empty, but the simple car, the ordinary one, is really full of energy, which one you pick?
Empty, definitely.
The empty, Jacob said, yeah, the empty. But knowing that you need to go there, imagine your kid is there in that city. Which one you'll take? The empty or the full?
Oh.
So you're heading there toward your son, your daughter, someone you cherish, you love. So which one? The full, of course, you'll take. So if you'd like to be there, so it's not just for the fancy thing, it's for the practicality of the thing, to achieve things. So you'll take the full car. So that's why motivation is important. But what if? And there is a what if. What if I ask you this question? So how many of you are motivated to go regularly to the gym? So raise your hand. How many of you are motivated to regularly work out? Me, Mohammed, Wasim, Munira, Latifa. So please on the chat. Say,
what happens if you're motivated but you still don't do it? Does that mean you're motivated?
Actually,
can you define motivation?
Yeah, you read my mind. That's exactly what I'm asking now. How many of you do you regularly go to the gym? So,
yeah, that's different, isn't it? Yeah, I'm motivated, but I don't go very often.
Exactly. So here it shows actually the limit of motivation. So motivation is energy, but if we don't use it, so we lose it. So we need more than motivation. We need more than capabilities. And what's that thing we need? That's what we call what? That's action, and we call it what? We call it commitment. So better than motivation, we speak about commitment. So we need committed employees. So what does it mean? Committed employees, disciplined, really, they walk the talk. So when they keep their promises. So when they decide to do something, they go for it. So that's commitment. Let me ask you another question. Is commitment really the highest level of motivation? I'm giving you a clue. Yes, Anna said. What do you think? I can see
For me,
many.
yes.
Yes, I think so. Very important
For Abby,
motivation.
yeah, for Sonia. So you can talk. You can open the mic and talk. So if you feel free to do it, so please do. It depends, Ruqayya. So I tell you something. Commitment is a wonderful thing, but still it's not enough. There is a better thing, and the better thing is called what? It's called involvement. Involvement is better than commitment, and I'll share this wonderful story. So really a joke. It's the story of a pig walking with a chicken, and the chicken just said to the pig, "What if we do together an omelet? So what if we both of us do an omelet?" So the pig smiled and said, "You'll be committed because you'll give eggs, but I'll be what? I'll be involved because I'll be given my chair, my head to do it." So you see the difference. So you're just given something without being involved, but involvement is you becoming part of the thing. You win when the business wins, and you lose when the business loses, and that's why involvement is a higher level. I'll give you an example. I can see many people confused. I'll give you an example. So what if you ask your kid to do something for you, and he said, "Okay, I'll do it." So is he committed or involved? What do you think, guys? He's committed, engaged. When you're committed, go ahead then.
At ICF, we have a word that just came to my mind, that is accountability. And so with accountability, we have both commitment and engagement and involvement, and it's all our responsibility. It's on our own.
In both situations, you can get him really accountable for that. But if here's the point, if he's doing that for you, is he committed or involved? If he's doing that because he loves you, you're his mother, his father, so doing that for you, is he committed? Yeah, he is committed. So I'd like to do this. I'll keep my promise just for you, to make you happy.
It's evolved.
I'm not involved because I'm doing it for you. I'm not doing it for me. But what if the decision is coming from me? So I'm the one that took that decision. And the thing pleases you as well as me. So here I move to a higher level, which is I'm involved. I'm part of that. So I'll be enjoying the repercussions, the positive really impacts of that. So you see the difference between involvement and commitment. Avni, if I may add, go ahead, Avni. So if you'd like to share something, go ahead.
No, I wasn't sharing anything right now. What would you like me to share?
I saw on the chat, so yeah, so maybe.
Oh no, that wasn't me.
The chat is moving, it's moving fast. Yeah. I like that. Applause. So I like that energy. Let's move on. So speaking about involvement, if you are a boss, a leader, and you'd like to involve your people, what are the best way to do that? You can do it through 3 ways. So, and these are the dimensions of involvement. Continuous involvement, it's about financial or material things. So shares, so and commissions. So that's the continuous involvement. So when I win, you win. When I lose, of course, you lose your share. But that's the lowest level of involvement. A higher level would be the affective involvement. So you're doing it because you enjoy the thing. So it really makes you feel you're passionate about the thing. So yeah, I see many comments saying leading by example and not just by giving examples. Yes, right. the highest, so one of the really the highest of the three is the normative involvement. And what is it about? It's about values. So when there is a congruence between your values and minds, that's really the highest level of involvement. I give you a value. So if my value is creativity, growth, development, innovation, and I feel that I'm in my place in the business. So the business is allowing me to grow, is allowing me to be creative. So that's really the highest level of involvement. So I do my best. I go the extra mile. I do my best to make the company blossom, thrive, because when the company thrives, so I'll win. I'll be a winner. So I'll enjoy all of that. So now I'll making the things more challenging for you. So what if still there is something better than involvement? You see how involvement is powerful, but I think there is something more powerful. And Avni, what is it? Avni said it. So it's all about what? It's about.
Sorry, my dear. I'm just taking care of my 4-year-old at the same time. Sorry.
No worries, no worries. So it's all about happiness, and I'll show you why happiness matters. So happiness is really the best way of really motivating people, and you'll see why. And I can see on the chat the high saying that I totally agree when you shared. I'm really glad. Yeah, thank you, Doha. Powerful, so powerful. So thank you all. Let me ask you this question. So why is that? So let's get back to our success formula. So skills, competencies, motivation, and action. But look at this. What if your employee actually struggling in his life? So he's leading an imbalanced life. He's really confused. When I say he's confused, he actually don't know whether he's on track or not, whether he's doing the right thing or not. Think of a mom trying to balance her life between work and family, actually succeeding in her business, but not knowing whether it's the right thing for her or not, because somehow she sees her kids actually in need of her. So that's actually makes her confused, somehow scared. And maybe it goes further than that. With someone with a deep-seated low self-respect, because he exactly not knowing where he stands, where he does stand. So another thing, deep-rooted regrets. So a life full of regrets. So what do you think? I'd like to pause here to ask you about your reactions here. So would like to say something or your comments. So what do you think? Someone like this, would he actually, so if I have all of this on my back, would I be productive in my work?
No, not at all.
No.
Too much heavy burden to carry.
Yeah, too much burden to carry. So even I'm committed. So you see the point. I'm committed. I'm involved. So I'd like to give you my best. Right? I can see my interest in the work. So I'm really in my place when it comes to work. But I'm really tied back to hold back by these things actually that actually making me not happy. So I give you another thing. So look at this wheel of life, and I think most of you are familiar with the wheel of life. Thinking of looking at a person like this, what do you think? The person with really high level of satisfaction when it comes to work, knowledge, education, but really with low levels of financial security, friends, family, health. So what do you think, guys? Would this guy be happy in his life?
It doesn't seem like it, no. No.
And
no.
Would he really, even if he's now a top performer in his business, would he be able to sustain that level of performance?
No.
No. So it will be decline. So it won't stick, because step by step he'll lose his energy, he'll be losing his enthusiasm, so excitement. And that's exactly that's why I'm saying this really powerful thing. So so we do not want people to be just involved and succeed in their jobs. Write this down, it's interesting. We do not want people to just be involved and succeed in their jobs. We want them what? We want them to be involved and succeed in their lives. And here I join what Jadai just said when he said that there is no such dichotomy between work and life. Work is life. So and we need to have that holistic approach of really human beings in their workplace. So now, what is happiness? This part is really powerful. So I'd like to really show you some powerful definitions of happiness and apply that. Try to think, try to listen, and really apply this. See how these notions, these concepts really impact you. So try to listen to your inner whispers. So I'll start with the first theory. So very famous theory. It's Carl Rogers' theory. He speaks about what? He speaks about self-image. So for every one of us, he has his own self-image. And what does it mean, your self-image? Your self-image means how consciously or subconsciously you believe you are right now. So that's the factual image you have about yourself. If I ask you, who do you think you are right now? So you'll start talking about your self-image. I think I'm lazy. I think I'm productive. I think I'm a leader. I think I need to work more on. So that's the self-image. It's the current image you have about yourself. But we have another self-image. We have another image, which is actually the self-ideal. So that perfect image you have about yourself. And the perfect image is what? It's really enshrined in your subconscious mind. You got it, so it's the many things you carried on throughout your life. So you saw your father doing that thing, you enjoyed it, it excited you, so inspired you, it became part of your self-image. You saw that teacher, that leader. So these things that inspires you or already inspired you become a part of your self-image. And look at this powerful, actually, this powerful. So happiness is what? According to Carl Rogers, happiness is the congruence between your self-image and your self-ideal. How much these two perceptions collide. That's what actually Carl Rogers called congruence. In other words, it's about what? It's about knowing who you are. So you need to know who you are, and you need to live your values. So these are the things that makes you be congruent in your life. Now we will be doing our first exercise. Are you ready? Are you ready for an exercise? Ready, guys?
Yes.
Ready. Let's do our first exercise. Great. So the first exercise. So take a sheet of paper and pen and follow me on this exercise. So I'd like you to answer these questions. So look at this wheel of life. So can you see my screen? Yes, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So, answer this question. How much important or how much importance do you accord to each of these areas? Note that the sum of what you attribute to all the factors combined should be 100%. I'll try to explain this differently. So look at the wheel of life and look at, you have 100% and you have to divide it between all these areas. So let's say 50% for me is family. Let's say I'll divide the 50 remaining this way. I'll give maybe 30% to spirituality, and 5% for health, 5 for friends, learning, and so on. Great, got the exercise?
Yep, done.
Okay, so I give you 2 minutes to do the exercise. 2 minutes. Just try to think and do it genuinely.
Do you want us to write the answers in chat or not?
For now, just think,
Do it.
have that self-talk between you and yourself. I can't see the chat. Where is the chat? Yeah. Okay. You tell me when ready. You're done? Great. So now I'll ask you to do another thing. Now so just Ines is thinking, Hazel too, Munira, Sonia, Celine. So yeah, few more seconds. Okay, great. Most of you are done, so let's move on. So now I'd like you to do the same exercise but differently. The same exercise but differently. So how much time you spend in each of these areas? You have the same amount of time, so the same percentage, 100%. You have to divide it between all the areas. But now you divide what? Not the importance, but how much time you spend on every single area. So what do you think? Are you done? And have just a quiet moment to put together side by side the two wheel of lives and see how what kind of insights you get. Sarah said quite different answers. A little bit different, Toha said. So what do you think? Are they the same?
Very different.
Very different, and huge difference, Silly. Incongruence. And the two, Ebony, yeah, not the same in it. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, so how do you feel about that? How do you feel? Your first feeling is what?
Strange.
I am conscious of this.
Yeah.
It's not a surprise for me.
It's not a surprise for me, yeah. So what's the insight? What's the insight?
I should work on more balance.
Work on more balance.
We need more coaching.
Exactly.
Definite case for coaching. I think this will sell coaching very well.
Yeah, that's what we need, coaching. Even coaches need coaching. So actually, that's the discrepancy and the incongruence that Carl Rogers are talking about. So you saw it, you felt that. Now it's clear. So that's exactly what makes us feel happy, empowered, enriched, or not. So, but I have a great surprise for you. So a positive thing for you. Don't be disappointed. Don't be disappointed, because I'm moving to another theory of happiness, and really it will make your day. So don't be disappointed. So let's move to another theory, and I think most of you are familiar with it, which is the locus of control. And what's that theory is about? So it's about the same thing: self-image and self-ideal. Here's the problem. And so with this theory, the problem is not that they are congruent or not. That's not what is in stake. So that's not the real challenge. So that's not what makes us happy or not. No, it's not whether they are congruent or not. Another powerful thing is this. Look at the picture. Is whether you have an internal, external locus of control. So you feel that you are on the driver's seat. So whether you have that sense of purpose, sense of control, or you feel what? You have that kind of external locus of control. It means that you're lost. You're not knowing what to do. So it's not a matter whether they are congruent or not, but can you see the difference between both? Can you see your goal? And can you feel that you're doing, whether you have certain clarity around that goal, your strategy is clear, and whether you are really doing practical things, tangible things, concrete things to move onward and forward, and really being conscious about that. So it's about your conscious. So you're conscious about that or not? Are you acting out on that or not? So are you controlling the situation, or the situation is controlling you? So what do we learn from the second theory? We learn this. We learn that happiness is a matter of sense of purpose, sense of control. If you have that sense high, so even if you're working on something that seems to be so far, so difficult to reach, it doesn't, who cares? So the most important thing that you're knowing that you know that you're working on that. You know where you're heading. You know that you're really kind of advancing. You're on a firm ground. So you're really confident. So that's the most important thing. Another theory that was really evoked by Jedi, the flow theory. And this theory is also important because it speaks about something important. So happiness is about two things. It's about what? It's about taking challenges. So we need to grow. We need to move ahead, but not for simple things within our comfort zone. No, we need to challenge ourselves. So step out of the comfort zone. That way we get challenged, and that way we learn, we acquire, we adopt new skills. So that's here we talk about sense of growth. So we need that sense of growth. Another theory, and you see how we are evolving. So each theory is bringing something new. The positive psychology. The positive psychology is speaking about 4 levels of happiness. The first one is pleasure. It's just physical. The second one is satisfaction. It's about actually challenging yourself, but even challenges are not enough. And look at these 2 superior levels. They are really wonderful. So you need to challenge yourself, but in what? In a meaningful way. So challenges in goals that do not have any meaning for you, so it's a waste of time. So of course it will bring you some satisfaction, but not a meaningful life. You need to challenge yourself within your circle of values, purpose, identity, so the things that matter for you. And that brings you the 4th level, which is contentment. You're really contented. So you don't care about what's going on outside, and so you care much about what you are feeling inside. And we need this especially now in times of crisis. And that's actually what Mercy was saying in her webinar. So it's not about the story, it's about you. When you are contented, when you feel in control, what you know exactly what you're doing. And even if the circumstances, the outer circumstances are tough, you feel contented. You did your best, and that's actually makes you happy. So this is this is the definition of happiness. So it's about fulfillment, or fulfilling the basic needs, but also about the sense of meaning and contentment. So now going back to the first formula of success, and we see now that everything changed. Now so it's not just about skills, it's not just about involvement, but also it's about congruence. It's about a life of purpose with a high sense of control, growth, a meaningful life, a life of contentment. And that's why really happiness matters. So your thoughts, I'll pause for a while here to ask you for your thoughts. What do you think? Is it really important for us to have happy employees or not? Based on what we said so far.
Yes.
Yes, Avni, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so Celine, yes. Latifa, sure. Sonia, sure. Samah, sure. So yeah, so it's really important for us to have happy employees. Why? Because even if the circumstances are tough, even if the company is going through a tough moment, so they'll dig deeper into their reservoir of energy, a limitless energy that they have within themselves to keep going. So, and the opposite is also true. If even if the company provides all the wonderful conditions, but they feel broken from inside, so even if they commit or get involved, they have nothing to give. So that's why happiness is really important. So Ruqayya said attitude is more contagious. Great. So now let me take you to our model. So as I said, so this is the Excellencia team model. And we've been using this model with businesses. And I tell you what, we used this this model with businesses before the corona. And guess what? You know, in tough times, training actually budgets shrink. But the proof that this model is really effective and is working, that this company called again for us after the coronavirus, because they felt the urgency and much more the need for this now, much more than before. So let me introduce you to the leverage model. So what is it about? It's about these 8 pillars. So it's about leverage the sense of purpose. It's about the sense of purpose. You need to have that sense of purpose. You need to know where you're going. And by the way, you can't know where you are heading if you don't know where you are right now. So that's the sense of purpose is really powerful. Don't think that the sense of purpose is just writing down what you'd like to achieve. No, that doesn't work that way. You can't set your mission, vision, and goals just in 5 minutes. You can't do it that way. You need to go back to your journey, your past experience, revisit all the past, get all the insights, but not to stay there. No, to know who you are. What are your strengths? What are the things that you need to work upon? Because you need to revisit these tough moments, and even if there were some mistakes, just what people call mistakes, you accept them, you embrace them, you forgive yourself, you consider them not as mistakes, you change their meaning. So they are no longer mistakes, they are really part of who you are right now. They made you who you are now. So you make that shifting, you embrace them, you accept them. And that actually gives you a lot of confidence. You accept yourself. And when you accept yourself, you respect yourself. And when you respect yourself, you trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, you love yourself. And when you love yourself, actually you inspire yourself. That's why it starts with that sense of purpose. And then it moves to work-life balance. Jedi said, I don't believe in work-life balance because of that dichotomy. Actually, we need to make a slight difference between what people, the current things, what people are going through and what we aim at. What we're going through, that people really get self-centered on work. Work becomes the most important thing. And that's why this notion actually welled up, emerged, because of the need for that awareness, that we need to pay more attention at employees as a human beings, as in a holistic approach, not just as employees. And that's why when we're speaking about encouraged work-life balance, it's about purpose, but not purpose related to your job. Purpose in a holistic approach. Remember the wheel of life. So that's the sense of purpose, when you don't just be self-centered on something and you lose the others. And by the way, here I recommend you a wonderful book. I think most of you know it. So a book by Stephen Covey called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And he talks about this, how people get centered in something and forget the other things. And he actually calling people to be principle oriented. So, and one of these principles is to be in harmony with nature and to be in harmony with yourself. And that's how I see it. So the definition of work-life balance. And then when you get that really holistic approach of yourself now, your future, that meaning of your life, then you trust yourself. Then you get that trust. So you trust. And when you trust yourself, that's really a powerful thing. That's actually what gives you faith, what gives you confidence. So yeah, that's what gives you confidence. And when you get that confidence, you start what? You start stepping out of the comfort zone. And you cannot step out of the comfort zone unless you have the choice. You need to live a life of choice. And for someone to live a life of choice, he needs to get autonomy. And that's why it's the responsibilities of business to give that choice to their employees, to give them that autonomy. And when you step out of the comfort zone, so what happens? So you get the reward, the direct reward. And what's the direct reward? It's what? It's your growth. So you get that growth. You grow. And growth actually is the direct reward, not just for you as an employee, but for the whole business. And that's actually what the business set out for, so to grow. And the growth of the business depends on your growth. And when you grow, so what happens? So we move from the direct reward to the indirect reward, which is acknowledgement, recognition, financial well-being. So we ease the stress. So you see, so really it's a holistic approach, and I may simplify it this way. So this is how I simplify this model. So happy success is about what? Is about a sense of purpose that grows, that covers all your life areas and aspects, and that produces trust, and the trust gets you more autonomy, and the autonomy, stepping out of the comfort zone, gives you the chance, the opportunity to grow. And when you grow, you get recognition, you get that financial well-being, and you get you transform the stress to eustress. And eustress is really, because we cannot eliminate stress, we need stress, and that stress becomes actually something positive. So differently put, so it's about when you do the job, on yourself, when you reach that highest level of self-awareness, so you reap the reward. So you take action, you develop your mind, you improve your relationships, you improve also your finances, and also you improve your health. This is the model. So now actually I won't really go over many of the following slides. They are really the proof of what I've been saying. So many statistics, many studies, and they are all talking about all these aspects, and they prove that they have really a positive impact on businesses' performance. So for all of them, there are a lot of statistics studies that show the importance of that. Now I'll actually move to the last section, which is how to implement the model. And our approach in Excellencia is coaching, consulting, and training approach. So it's a blended coaching. We use them all together. So I'd like to ask you a question here. So the question is the following: does it make you a good cook to know the ingredients of a certain dishes? What do you think?
No.
No. Mohammed said no. Ruqayya, no. Who else? Ines, no. Duha, no. You need more than that, Celine said. Latifa, no. Sonia, no. You have to know how to use them, Ruqayya said. Big no, Jacob. Yeah. So it's not about the ingredients, actually. And that's actually, well, it's a pity, actually, to show that many of the actors in the arena of businesses fail, actually, because they have their models. They have really powerful ingredients, but the missing thing is this. So it's not about the ingredients. The ingredients are really powerful. We need them. So it's not about the variables of the model. So you can miss a variable here, you can add another one there. It's not a big deal because they are really, there is a kind of correlation between them. So even if you missed one variable, so if you work on the other one, so you'll get that compound effect. So you'll get it right. So more than the ingredients, what's important is the following, is the recipe. That's what makes a good cook, a chef. So it's about the ingredients and
also the tools.
So sorry, Anna.
And also the tools. You have to have resources, tools.
Yeah, of course, the tools. But even the tools, they are facilitators. Mm-hmm. If you are a great chef, so you'll get it right. You'll find a way to get it right. So it's about the method. It's about the approach. Yeah. How you implement your model. So the model implementation is really important. And now I'm gonna share with you one of the ways so we apply and implement in the model. So first, if you and I'd like to say this, if you implement your model in a top-down way, so the consequences is what is that you'll face so resistance. That's why you need to use an inside-outside approach. So the change needs to come from the actors themselves, the employees themselves, and that's why coaching really is important. So it needs to come from people. People need to decide for themselves. So now I share with you our way of implementing the model. So we start with what? We start with an assessment tool. We have our own assessment tool of happiness. So we assess how, we make a kind of profiling for individuals and for the whole business on the variables of our model. So we assess every variable to see where everyone stands and where globally the business stands. So, and with that, we start the awareness process. So we hold group coaching sessions to talk about the results, to share that, to put it on the table and ask them for feedback. And that raises actually, raises their awareness. And then from that group discussion, we move to one-on-one coaching sessions. So it's now not about the business as a whole, but we get to the deep-seated causes and reasons for so we share with everyone his profiling, and then with that, so we move to action. So this process is, by the way, called ACC approach, which is actually awareness, comprehension, conviction, and actions. And it's a modified ACC approach. So we add the assessment in the beginning, and then we move to the action, and the action is customized. So it's a training program. It's not just for a training program, but customized. So based on, we have our booklet, and it's a journey, different journey for everyone. Although we're together, but each one has his own exercise, the same exercises, but the outcome of these exercises is completely different. And then we assess again. So to see if there were a shift in perspective. So if the assessment, if there was a change, and then we sustain. So the positive result we get, so we work on it to sustain it with the group and one-on-one coaching session. And believe me, the outcome of this process is powerful. And you see people cheerful, happy, and feeling the change. And actually we establish a long-term relationship with our participants, so we become friends, and that's really powerful. Anna said, I didn't get what comes the last from ACC. Yeah, A stands for awareness, C conviction, comprehension, and C conviction, and then the last one is action. Okay, so now I come to the conclusion of my presentation. So happiness is the highest level and the ultimate form of motivation. That's the first conclusion. An employee with a sense of congruence, purpose, control, growth, meaning, contentment, and having his basic needs fulfilled is a real asset for any organization. He or she will have enough energy to go the extra mile. His likelihood to stay involved even in tough moments are higher. Last conclusion, for any change to be sustainable, it needs to be done in an inside-outside approach. That's why coaching is powerful. So with this, I come to the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention, and I'm all open to your questions.
I have one question.
Go ahead.
Right? Okay. Facing this situation, the actual situation of COVID, with some companies without resources and money and so on, and knowing that we have to start with the basics, the basic needs of the people, how do you feel we can, especially working remotely, digitally, how can we motivate and get people committed if some people do not have their basics just fulfilled?
Yeah, I like the first thing that comes to my mind listening to your question. I think people think motivation is now. So the way to involve people or get them committed is now in this. So, but it actually starts way ago. So it's, yeah. So if you haven't actually planted the seed and worked on that for so long, so how can you expect to reap the reward of something that you haven't sowed? So,
right.
Yeah. So actually. And I may refer or evoke also the notion of team building and stuff like that. So let's go to a hotel for 3 days and do a team building, thinking that once we get back to work, we'll become different. So it's not just, so it's kind of initiation, but team building is day-to-day work.
Yes.
Day-to-day work. So instead of getting 3 days away to enjoy that moment and get back, so I don't say it's not really sometimes it's useful and we can use it sometimes. But the real team building is what? Is to be always present there for employees when they need you. So actually to embody, to embrace the leadership skills in day-to-day life and in an ordinary daily life. So, and by coaching leadership skills, there are actually a lot of things to say. How you express your leadership, that's really a huge topic. But I'll summarize that in 4 dimensions. You express your leadership through your faith, how much you believe in yourself, how much you believe in your company, how much you believe in your employees. That's the first and most important level of leadership. When you trust yourself and you trust your people, and they can see it, hear it, and live it. So you
feel.
Yeah. So that's really a real thing. That's number one. The second one is about your skills, your competencies. So I can trust you, not just for who you are as a person, as the values you reflect, you crystallize. So, but I can trust you because of your vision, knowledge. So you have really, you're visionary. So I can trust you. So when we discuss, so I can feel your expertise. So I can know that you can lead this boat in this tough moment to the port. So we can get to that place. So that doesn't mean that you need to be to shine like a sun, shining on every skill and every domain. No, it's no. You need to have your own skills, your own domain, your own expertise, and trust others. So and here actually you need to work with others, but you need to prove your expertise. So when I look up to you, I know that you are there because you deserve to be there. Not just because of some by chance. No, to be there. That's the second level. And the third level is about your emotions, about your heart. So notice that we're moving from what? From your soul. And Stephen Covey, by the way, is talking about that. We're moving from your soul to your brain, now to your heart. So you're really the one, a man of heart. So you're always there for us. So yeah, that's it. And the third thing is you're a man of action. You walk the talk. So you lead by example. So you're the first one there to be in the office. You're the first one to sacrifice when it's time to sacrifice. So you're the first one to endure, to persist, to get determined, so you're leading us by example. So I think this is the best way to go through this time. Have I answered your question, ma'am?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys, I don't know if we still have time, but I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay. So it's about maybe the challenges that you may face it when you are implementing this model. When we are talking about from motivation to move into happiness. So which are the major maybe challenges that you are facing?
When implementing the model, I can't think of something specific actually, but the thing that comes to my mind actually when applying this model is how much joy, how much laughter actually was around this thing. It was something, you know, especially when we talk about, let me say it, about banks. So it's about money, and this is something new for them. So discovering this notion, it's really something amazing. So I can't think right now of a challenge that we faced, but it was all joy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doha. So Sonia, last question, and then
yes, please. Thank you. Yeah, I'm thinking about implementing this model while some members of the leadership are not really, convinced about those kind of approaches. You know, when you have some members of the leadership that are very oriented to business, to numbers, to achievements, performance, and they don't really trust this kind of happiness, you know, this kind of well-being at this level. So what are the main, you know, actions or main alternative that you should work on to convince those kind of leadership team members?
I always say you cannot design an HR strategy without having a corporate strategy. So if they are not aligned, they won't work. So if you are really a smart HR manager and you'd like to implement this, if it's not really aligned with the identity of the top management of the business, so it won't work. So it needs to come from them, because it goes that way. So everyone within the business is just the reflection of the philosophy, the mindset, the thinking of the boss, like it or not. So if I'm that really autocratic leader, so it will my leadership style will be reflected on my employees. So if I'm really someone who cares about my employees, or really always encouraging them, so it will shows. It will reflect itself on my employees. Just step into a business and get to the counter and look at the people there, and you'll understand about things about behind the curtain. So so you'll understand, you'll get a clue on the boss mindset. So the change, and this is the idea, the change needs to come from the top management, and it's about as you said, discussing them that with them. And it's not about convincing them, it's about coaching them. It's about coaching them, using the coaching skills to get them to that level of self-awareness. And when you use the coaching skills, when you actively listen, when you ask powerful questions, you help shift their perspective. They start listening. They start getting convinced, and they say, let's go. And when it comes from them, they will be more engaged, more involved, and more committed to do it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Kais.
So thank you all, my friends. So with this, I think we came to the end of our session. Thank you all. Applause to all of you for being here after 4 sessions, 4 webinars. You did it. I'm really proud of you. Thank you all, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing, Kais. Very informative.